welcome back. So today I am gonna film a video that I've actually thought about filming for a really long time, which is how I edit my YouTube videos. I actually had videos like this when I first started my YouTube channel that were super helpful for me and really propelled me to get to the place I am with editing. I'm not a professional under any means. I don't even know what I'm doing half of the time, but it's a learning process and I'm still learning. But I really wanted to make this video hopefully to help you in case you do want to make a YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to edit on iMovie. So that's the editor that I use. I also use Final Cut Pro, the free trial version, just because there's some things that Final Cut Pro can do that iMovie can't do. But today I will show you how to solely edit on iMovie. Hopefully I can put timestamps in the description so that you guys can go to like specific things that you want to learn or that you want to know. So I have my computer right here, so I'm going to be doing this stuff as I talk to you. Also, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button and do all the stuff that people say to do. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so how to actually import your stuff into your computer. So the computer that I currently use right now is a 2020 MacBook, and so because of that, the ports on the side are not compatible with my SD card. So what I use to import my videos is whatever this thing is. So this is where I put my SD card in so that I can import my stuff. So once you plug this into your computer, you import your files and then you put it onto iMovie. The first thing I do, so when I open iMovie, is that I go to this little bar right here and then you're gonna expand it. I've noticed that when you're able to expand your clips, you're able to edit it more precisely. So once you do that, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go and find spaces like this. So like spaces where you're not talking. So these are kind of like the pauses in your video and you're just gonna edit it out like that. I noticed that that helps a little bit more with the editing process, so your clips are not like super long. After you edit like the pauses and things, you wanna go back and rewatch the video. This is at the point where I kind of am like doing, people call it the rough cut, but basically what you do is this is a time where you edit the ums, the buts, like things that you're talking about that just don't make sense, so that the clips can be a little bit quicker and more precise. So you're just gonna go through and just kind of watch your video and see where those places are and then just edit it. So now let's go to the more fun things and like things that you do, which is the actual like editing process. The first thing that we're gonna learn how to do is to add overlays on your clips. So this is what it basically means is if you want to add an image or stuff like that, how you precisely do that. So if I wanted to add an orange into my clip for whatever reason, I would go onto Google and then I would search oranges. Now when you're doing this, the best piece of advice that I would say is to add PNG behind your stuff. When you add PNG, it means that the background is transparent, so all you would see was the image instead of the white spaces behind, and that I noticed kind of makes things a little bit sleeker. So you just go find your transparent background. Okay, and then once you find your orange, all you have to do is go back into iMovie and then you import your orange into the actual clip that you're editing with. And then you're gonna go and just put it wherever you want to put it. And then you're gonna go right here to cutaway. You're gonna do picture in picture. And then you're gonna go to the sides right here and put fit so that you can see the actual full image. And then you just size it to your liking and boom! Make a video on. It's right there. One of the hardest things that I struggled with when it came to overlays was putting multiple overlays in one clip. But iMovie allows you to only have one overlay at a time. So say if I want to put an orange right here and then a lemon and a banana. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your editor. Pause. So I went back into my footage and realized that what I said made no sense. So let's try that again. Okay. So you're gonna go into iMovie and select that clip that you want your overlays to be on, and then you're gonna make it into a new project. Once you've done that, you're gonna pick your first overlay that you want to put on your clip, and you're just gonna size it to your liking. Then once you do that, you're going to save that clip as its own video. And then you're going to keep importing the overlays onto the clip one by one. So every time you save an overlay, you're going to save it as its own video and just keep adding the overlays until it's one big video. And then when you're done with that, you are going to add or import the video that has all the overlays into your original video. This can be super time consuming and very tedious, but that's the perks of working with iMovie, and that's what I found works best for me, or at least a trick that I use when adding multiple overlays to a video. I hope this is not too complicated and you guys can get it, but if you don't, it's on the screen. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. The next thing is, how do I move text around? So this is how I do it. My best friend is Keynote. So you're gonna go into Keynote, select a new document, and delete all the stuff that's on there. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to make it into a green screen. It honestly doesn't really matter what green you do, just make sure that it's like dark enough and not too light. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna add your text like so. Move text. So I'm just gonna change it to keep trucking on. And so what I do to move the text around is I click on it and I'm gonna go up here to this animate button, and then you're gonna press how you want it to move and stuff like that. There's so many different things that you can use to make it, but for me in this situation, I want to actually like move the text for this video. So I'm gonna press move text. And then something that I really like doing is like when I move it around. So right here, you see this is where it's positioned. You're just gonna move it like this so that when you like tap to preview it, it's moving around. And then you keep doing that, you add another one, move, and then you're gonna move it down like this, and then you're gonna add another one, move, and then you're gonna move it like this, and then you're just gonna keep pressing that red button and moving it until you get like your desired look. And then what I do is when I go up here, I press after transition so that it plays automatically instead of like actually clicking it to play. And I'm just gonna do after build 2, after build 3, and then you can preview it. So then it looks like this where it's moving around. Then after you do that, you're gonna go up here to file and you're gonna export it as a movie. Then once you export it as a movie, you're gonna go here, the slides, you're gonna press 0 and 0 just so that again it's not delaying. And then you're gonna save it as whatever you want to move. So I'm gonna save as that and then export it. And then I always watch it before to see like it is, because sometimes it goes really slow and you don't want that. And so then right here, and then you're gonna go into iMovie, you're gonna import the green screen, and then you're gonna click on it, press green screen, and then boom, it's moving. The next thing is like, how do you actually add text in your videos? So we're gonna go back to iMovie. How I put text in my actual videos is right here. You can go to titles, and then it has like specific titles, like if you want it to slide or if you wanted to do specific things. For me, something I've noticed is when I use the actual titles and stuff that they give you in iMovie, for some reason it just never works out the way I want it to. So again, I go back to Keynote, I make it a green screen so that it's transparent when I'm on my video, and then you add your text saying hello, and then you save it. For this one, I'm gonna save it as a PDF just because it's easier to do it, because if you save it a specific way, sometimes iMovie doesn't allow it. As you can see, the hello's on the screen. That's how I use Keynote to make my text. So now for the fun parts, like zooming in and out. So what you wanna do is you wanna go back to iMovie. When you go to iMovie to zoom out, you're gonna cut that specific clip that you want to cut. So once you cut it, then you're gonna go Ken Burns. So it says this is where it's gonna start, and then you can press where you want it to end. So it looks like this. And then the next one is how you crop your video. So if you wanna do it, all you have to do again, you just cut the specific clip that you want to do that on. You're gonna go to the top, go to crop to fill, and you're going to zoom in. So that's super simple, super easy. So the biggest screen people always tell me is like, how do you have like butterflies in your videos, or how do you have like that wavy effect or the TV or like crashing and all that kinds of stuff? So one thing that I use is green screen. So green screens will be your best friends. We made a couple green screens on Keynote. All you have to do is go to YouTube, and then you're gonna type in, so say I want like a vintage screen like I just did right now. I'm gonna do green screen, vintage effect. You're gonna look at which one you like, and then if you like, say this one, all you're gonna do is you're gonna go over here, go to share, copy the link. What I use to download videos and stuff like that on my computer is a YouTube downloader. Then you're gonna paste the link into it. You might need to press download a couple of times because it'll like pop up different stuff. And then when it's finished, it's going to open, and then you just save it onto your desktop. You're gonna import it back into your iMovie editor, and then you're gonna go to the top like we mentioned before and put green screen, and then the green screen's there, and then you can just apply it to whatever you're doing. So something I noticed is that sometimes when I'm editing for my thumbnails or my YouTube videos, the fonts that are given to you in iMovie or other editors, you don't really like it. So there's this amazing website called dafont.com. So you're gonna go to dafont.com and you're gonna pick whatever specific font you like. I'm gonna put on the screens popular fonts that a lot of people use in their videos or thumbnails, or some that I use that I really like. So all you have to do is just go to the side and just press download, and you're just gonna import it, and then you're gonna press install font. Well, the cool thing about dafont.com is that when you actually install the font into your computer, it follows you in every site that you go to. If I want to edit something on iMovie or Final Cut Pro, as long as it's downloaded on my computer, now it's a font that I can use anywhere, which is super convenient. So dafont.com, highly recommend. So one thing people always ask me is sound effects. Like, how do you have this sound effect, like the click sound effect and the bell sound effect and the applause sound effect? So there's already sound effects in YouTube. All you have to do is just go to audio, and then you can just click on which sound effect you prefer to use. Now, sometimes they don't always have the sound effects that people use in their videos or a sound effect that you would like. So all you have to do, you're gonna go to YouTube and you're just gonna pick sound effects, and then it'll have all the sound effects. You're just gonna copy the link and then put it into YouTube downloader and then have it on your computer. That specific meme or sound effect that I like, import it into my YouTube video, and then I will cut out the specific sound effect that I want to use for whatever, copy it and then implement it into my video however I want it to be used. And that's how you get sound effects. Another thing that people have been asking me is how do you get like the borders on your videos? So you can go onto Google and say that you want your border to look yellow. You can say yellow blank screen. So you're gonna get the yellow screen and then you're gonna go back into iMovie. And then what you wanna make sure that you do is that the yellow screen is the first thing that you input, and then you're gonna put the video on top of that screen. You're gonna do picture in picture, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna size it out to kind of see like how you want it to be bordered, and then boom, you just created a border. Now to the most important part of this video, which is music. I've noticed that when you add music in your videos, it just kind of adds something to the video that it already didn't have. Sometimes when you're just talking and there's just silence like this, it can be really awkward. So just having music or back of your videos can help your videos. But some tips I would recommend: number one, if you have music in the back of your videos, make sure that it's not overpowering you like this when we can barely hear you. But at the same time, you don't want it to be so quiet that it seems like there's no music at all. Another thing I would highly recommend, so one thing that's super important about music is that you can get copyrighted. Copyright basically means that you do not own the music and you're using it. So you can get into a lot of trouble with YouTube for this. If you get copyrighted more than once, they can delete your channel. So you have to be very, very careful that you don't use copyrighted music. All you have to do is you can go onto YouTube and press copyright free music, and then there's tons and tons of music that you can go to. But you have to be careful. I would say read the comments, because some people will say, oh yeah, it's copyright free, and then you go and use it and then you get a copyright strike. So make sure that you read the comments and see if it actually works for people. Another thing that can really help you, you can download the music, post it as a video on your YouTube channel, but just make it unlisted so nobody can see it. Leave it there for 24 hours. In 24 hours, if you come back and it's not copyrighted, you're good to go. There's also another website that I use. It's called Epidemic Music, which is super cool. They have tons and tons of artists and tons of music. If you're a YouTuber, it's literally a lifesaver. All you have to do is just find the music that you want. It'll tell you to put certain things into your description so you don't get copyrighted, and you put that in your description and boom, you're set to go. The reason why copyright music is so important is, say right now you're making your videos, right? You're just making them, you're like, okay, cool, awesome, amazing. And then at a point you get monetized, which means that you can make money off of your videos. If you have copyright claims on your videos, you can't monetize those videos. So you have to be very, very careful and kind of think into the future in case you do want to make money off of YouTube. So you just have to be very careful with stuff like that. But yeah, Epidemic Music, there's a lot of artists on YouTube who make music for people to use in their videos. So make sure also that you credit people and you put it in the description just in case, but also just to like thank the artist for actually giving you the music, because it helps a lot. Just kind of see whether you want music in your videos or not. YouTube also has music on their library. So when you upload a video, I believe, yeah, when you upload a video, they have like a music library, and that one you can't get copyrighted on. So you can use the YouTube music that they provide for you. How you download music, again, you save it and then you use the YouTuber downloader, and then you can just implement it into your clip. Yeah, so I think that's everything on how I edit my videos. Honestly, my biggest piece of advice that I would say is watch these videos. When I first started on YouTube, I didn't know how to edit anything at all. Like, one thing that helped me was these videos. So I highly recommend watching all of these videos and kind of getting different takes on how people do it. Also, people do things different ways. So maybe the way that I show you is kind of a little complicated, but the way somebody else shows you is really helpful and you just get it. So just kind of seeing which works for you and what helps you can honestly help you so much when making your YouTube. So I hope this video helped. Honestly, how I explain things is kind of off, but I just don't know how to explain it. Like, I just do it, if that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you and stay inspired. Bye!